Yeah, this is better. Testing 1 2 3 4. Testing 1 2 3 4. Testing 1 2 3 4. Nice, nice, nice. I'll increase that a bit. Sawubona Mzansi. How's it, Che? How you doing? I am just good, 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 good. One in the stream. So I am testing. So I'm not only streaming on Twitch now. So I'm not only streaming on TikTok. Sorry, I'm also streaming on YouTube and Twitch. So there's the better experience over there because I can share my screen and do all those things. On TikTok, I'm not sure how to do it yet if I don't have a Windows computer. They have their own software, but it's specifically for Windows computers, and none of my computers are Windows, so we don't have that. So the better experience is there. You'll be able to see my screen in full. You'll be able to see what we're typing, all of those kind of things, what we want to do. So some good news from yesterday. We managed to sort out our problem that we were facing yesterday. So for those that weren't here yesterday we were installing the operating system on our new MIH server. So for those that don't know what the MIH server is, let me take my screen here for you on TikTok and then I'll show you. Unfortunately, the people on the Twitch and YouTube they won't be able to see it. So this is the new MIH server that we're sorting out. So yesterday we installed it. We installed the Ubuntu operating system. After installing the Ubuntu operating system, we ran into some network issues. I blame myself because I didn't get, or before booting up into the Ubuntu, I didn't plug in the network cable. So I think when it's booting up, it configures all of those kind of things first, and then it takes you to the installation. I plugged it in afterwards, or midway through the installation, so I don't think it set everything up yet. So I'll show you now. So let me switch over here. Sorry. Yeah, this is it over here. So I will switch my camera for you, and then you can see the top of the screen. Let me know if it's visible or not visible, or is it doing some other crazy things. So basically the first thing that I want to do today is test out the network connection for us. So to do that, we'll just say ping, and then we could give a website or a link, but I will just do 8.8.8.8. I think Google owns that or something. So once we click on enter now, you should see that we are going to send requests to this IP address, and then it should come back with information. So you can see all of this is happening successfully. Can everyone see that? Nice. So basically what this means is our network is working fine now. So that's the first thing I wanted to check out in today's video. So that was a success yesterday. So how I resolved it was, after ending the live yesterday, I said, let me not try and struggle. Sorry, let me flip the camera. Let me not try and struggle to resolve this issue. I'm in the early stages of installing the operating system, so it will be super easy to carry on with that. Or it'll be super easy to start from scratch again. So what we did was took the same bootable USB that we had yesterday. I don't know where that is now. We took that bootable USB, we plugged it back in, and we made sure that our network cable was plugged in, because we did test the network cable, and yesterday the network cable was working correctly. So it wasn't an issue with the computer, it was an issue with the network cable. So we ran through the installation and things seem to be working fine on, or everything ran smoothly. We were able, I'm not sure if you saw the video, but we were able to install Docker, and we were also able to, yeah, we were able to install Docker, and everything worked fine. It ran smoothly. So here we are now. We have the server up and running. So just to show you what the server is all about, let me flip the camera for you. Before we do that, let me clear this. So htop. So you can see over here, this is our current server. If you missed yesterday's live stream, it's basically a new server that we have. We're upgrading our machine. Now we have 32 gigs of RAM. You can see, I'm not sure if it's 8 cores or 16 cores or 8 cores with threading. I'm not sure, but you can see that there's 16 cores over there. And on top of that, there's also a graphics card. We're going to have to figure out how that all works at the moment, but things are looking good. MIH should perform even better than it's currently doing at the moment, because the hardware that we're using is not as powerful as we would like it to be. That's why we are using the small Mzansi AI. Thank you for the roses. Thank you for the roses. What graphics card is it? It is, give me 1 second. So the graphics card that we have is it is an RTX 4060 with 8 gigs of graphics, or dedicated video memory, or whatever it's called. Do I understand any of this? No. Am I MIH fan? Yes. Nice to hear it. Nice to hear it. So this is all to do with MIH, by the way. All to do with MIH. Thanks so much. So I wanted to get a powerful graphics card because I'm not sure if you've tried out the Mzansi AI yet, but the Mzansi AI is kind of dumb at the moment. Not anyone's fault. It's just because we didn't have the right hardware, and it was a proof of concept to see if everything was working fine. So once we saw everything is working fine, I want to increase the power of it because I want to use Mzansi AI instead of using Gemini, ChatGPT, Cloud, any of those other ones. I want to use our own one. So we got the graphics card, and one of our projects after we sort out the server is to get a better model and then also have our server use the dedicated graphics card, because I think at the moment it's set to use the CPU and not the GPU, because we don't have a GPU at the moment. Did you create the AI? No, I did not create the AI. So the AI or the technology used is Ollama. So if you look at the Mzansi AI logo, you'll see that it has a llama figure over there. So that's actually the logo for Ollama. What Ollama is an open source large language model repository. So all the big companies like Meta, Google, I don't think ChatGPT, what's this Chinese company? What's their search engine? But whatever their search engine is, they created an AI. So all of these big companies, DeepSeek is another one of them, all of these big companies, in order to be competitive and I guess give back to the people, is not their cutting edge, but the generation before the cutting edge is made open source, free to use for the public. So that's the AI that we are using. We're using Gemma 3. So that is the third iteration of Google's open source LLM, large language model AI. Yep, it is open source. So yeah, that's the one we're using at the moment just to test it out. And now that we have a bigger computer, we can try out different models, like maybe even have Meta's, I think what's it called? I think it's called Llama 3 or something, 3 point something. But we could add that just to see what's it all about. And then hopefully, because we have the graphics card, we can test out, or we can try out the multimodal capabilities of the AIs. So what that means is it can not only understand text, but it can understand images, understand voice, understand all of these different kinds of modes of communicating with it. And we can start building that functionality into MIH. So it's not just text-based. You can ask it generate a image or do all these different kinds of things. That's what we're using at the moment. So the one other thing that I wanted to do today is install. Oh, lovely, very useful. Thank you so much. I have big plans to overhaul MIH and make it even more useful and more friendlier to use, because I've been hearing the people. And will it be able to read PDFs as well? Yes, that should be another feature of it, to submit documents. So because we didn't have the correct hardware, we had the most basic LLM out there that just knew text. That's all. So yes, what I want to do next is we are going to try and install Git on the MIH server. So Git is one of the tools that we use just for our DevOps, I guess. So in order to, any of the changes that I make in our development environment, I use Git to push it to the server and then update it for you. So then everything will be live on your side. So let's try and do that. So because I'm lazy and because I don't really care to keep things in memory forever, I normally just Google these things like how to install Git and how to install this. Is the Git repository from GitHub? Yes, that is correct. It is on GitHub. At the moment, it is private. It's not a public repository. So thank you so much for all the gifts, all the roses. Nice. Not sure what they mean yet, but I'm loving the enthusiasm of the people. So what I'm gonna do now is I'll flip you over this side so you can see my screen, and we will, sorry, let me change this also, the small one here, settings, select window, Google Chrome, I think it's this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so now the people on YouTube and Twitch can also see what's going on. So the first thing I'm going to do now is ask Gemini. So the AI that the Mzansi AI is using is based on Gemini. It's just called Gemma. So it's made by Google. Yes, provide me with that money. Provide me with that money. Love to hear it. Thank you so much for letting me know. So I'll ask it how to install Git from Ubuntu terminal. So we'll let it think, and then I'll play the answer for you. Then we can all hear what it's saying. So let's wait for it. Let me know if you're able to hear everything.
Ubuntu from the terminal is a straightforward process using the apt package manager.
This is the recommended method for most users as it provides a stable and tested version of Git. Here are the steps to install Git. 1. Open your terminal. You can usually do this by pressing Ctrl+Alt+T. 2. Update the package list. Before installing any new software, it's a good practice to update your system's package list to ensure you download the latest version available in the Ubuntu repositories. You will be prompted to enter your password. 3. Install Git. Now you can install Git by running the following command. The system will calculate the dependencies and ask for confirmation. Press Y and hit Enter to continue. 4. Verify the installation. Once the installation is complete, you can verify that Git is installed and check its version by running. This command should display the installed Git version. You have now successfully installed Git on.
So, just to recap what Gemini was saying is that in our terminal, so what you're seeing now, this black screen that you're seeing is the terminal, right? So the terminal is basically your computer, but without the user interface. So without any of the buttons to click on, without the use of a mouse, without anything. Everything must be done through the keyboard. If you want to edit text, it's done through the keyboard. If you want to install software, it's done through the keyboard. Every single thing is done through the keyboard. So the first thing that it was telling us, that Gemini was telling us to do, is, let me switch over, is to install or update our software, right? In order to do that, we'll just type the command git, or sorry, not git, sudo apt update. Once we do that, it'll ask us for our password. And then it starts doing the thing. So all of this that's happening now is it's installing the software for us. So I didn't have to go to an app store or not installing the software, it's updating the software for us. So I didn't have to go to like settings and click on some tile and say update software or check for updates. I just ran this command and it did it for me. So after doing that, now we can install the software that we want. Install git. So there's the command for us. We'll click enter. And git is already in the newest version. So it looked like it automatically came here for us. So to confirm that it's there, like it said, we just use git -- version. And once we do that, we can see that we are using the git version 22.43. Right? So we have git installed on our computer. So like I mentioned, git is the software to use to basically version control our code. What that is I'm not sure if you know it in Office, but if you have a Word document and you load it onto OneDrive, then any changes you made, you can revert back to the previous change. So it's basically the exact same thing. So I use it just to make it easier for me to code in one place. I can, if I want to code from a different place, I can leave my home and still code from there and take my laptop. And I don't have to move around with the USB and plug it into the computer and then say, okay, transfer these files, how's things going? It just automates that entire process for us. So I'm happy that that is installed. The next thing that I want to do is test out Docker. So what Docker is, it's another tool that we use in the MIH server. So I told everyone yesterday, but I'll explain it again for those that weren't there. Docker is a tool, a DevOps tool, so a development operations tool that easily, how can I say it? It easily, or it makes things easy for you to create containers and all of these kind of things. So MIH uses Docker for this. So instead of me starting up the database server, then starting up the front end, then starting up the APIs and all of these different things, what I do is I just run one command, like what you saw in the terminal, and then everything starts up for me automatically. So it speeds up the process completely and makes it much easier and more pleasant for me to work with. So we can ask Gemini again, how do we test if Docker is installed correctly? So before I flip the camera here for you, let me go here, let me go small. Okay, perfect. Then I'll flip it here. Nice. So I'm sorry if it's blurry, but we will listen to it afterwards, after things. So how do we check if Docker is installed from code? Oh my word. How to check if Docker was installed correctly from the terminal. So you'll notice here I'm always asking Gemini from the terminal specifically. So that is because we only have a terminal available to us. So that's the only thing that we can do. So let's listen to what Gemini is saying.
After installing Docker on Ubuntu, you can verify that it was installed correctly and is running by using the terminal. Here are the key commands to use. 1. Check the Docker service status. This command will show you if the Docker daemon is active and running. Look for active, running in the output. If it's not running, you can start it with sudo systemctl start docker. 2. Check the Docker version. This command displays the installed Docker version, which indicates that the Docker command line client is working. 3. Run the Hello World container. This is a simple test that downloads a test image and runs it in a container. If this works, it confirms that Docker can pull images and run containers correctly. If the installation is successful, you will see a message similar to this in your output. Hello from Docker. This message shows that your installation appears to be working correctly. If all of these commands execute without errors and provide the expected output, your Docker installation is working correctly. If you encounter issues, ensure the Docker service is running and that your user has the necessary permissions. You might need to add your user to the Docker group to run Docker commands without sudo.
Cool. So, quick recap of what Gemini was asking us. Sorry. Is everything fine? Sorry, I dropped my phone and things just went crazy. Can everyone hear me? Is everyone still there? Nice. So, quick recap of what Gemini was telling us. So basically, to check if it was installed, we must check there's this thing called systemctl that runs different services in our computer in the background for us. So we must check that to see if everything is running fine. Then check the version just like we did with Git. And post that, then we can, yes, can hear me, thank you. Then we can run a test one, the Hello World one, and it should tell us that everything is running fine. So let's flip to the, let's flip to this one. I'll bring it down for you so you can see better. So the first command that we're gonna run is this one, sudo systemctl status docker. So what I'm expecting over here is to tell me that it's not active because I didn't set it up to start from boot or anything. So maybe we'll see what it comes out with. So Docker servers not found. Interesting. Systemctl. Okay, that's fine. Then we will use the command systemctl start docker. Okay, so I must enter my password now. What is this? Failed to start Docker service. Docker service not found. Oh my word. So it looks like Docker wasn't installed properly. So if we try docker -- version. So it is here. So something fishy is going on. Failed to start Docker service. I'm gonna type that into Gemini now, and we can see what it is telling us. So the error is failed. Oh, sorry, I'm typing it in the wrong place. So it is failed to start docker.service unit docker.service not found. Sorry, I have to type everything out manually because I can't copy and paste from this terminal or this computer. We'll set that up later on. Sudo apt remove docker engine what. Oh my word. Oh my word. I do get a Docker version. So basically it's telling me garbage over here, sorry. It's telling me garbage. I see Docker version came back with version 27.5.1. Let's see what Gemini is saying. Anyone in the chat, let me know if you know how to resolve this issue also. Then we don't have to go to Gemini, I can just ask you. So let's hear what it's saying. So listen. Listen.
Okay, the good news is that Docker version returning 27.5.1 confirms that the Docker command line client is installed and accessible in your terminal. This means at least a part of the Docker package is on your system. The error failed to start Docker service unit Docker service not found still indicates that the Docker daemon, the background service that runs containers, or its systemd service configuration is missing or not properly set up. This can happen if the installation of the Docker engine itself was incomplete or did not register the service correctly. To resolve this, let's try ensuring the full Docker engine is properly installed and the service is registered with systemd. Here are the steps to perform a more robust installation and service setup. 1. Remove any potentially incomplete or conflicting Docker packages. It's best to start fresh to avoid conflicts. This command attempts to remove common Docker packages. Don't worry if it says some of them are not installed. 2. Update your package list. 3. Install necessary packages to allow apt to use a repository over HTTPS. 4. Add Docker's official GPG key. This adds a key to verify the downloaded Docker packages are legitimate. 5. Add the Docker apt repository. This adds the official Docker repository to your system's software sources. $lsb_release CS automatically detects your Ubuntu version. 6. Update your package list again to include the new Docker repository. 7. Install the Docker engine, CLI, and containerd. This command installs the core Docker engine, Docker CE, the command line client, Docker CE CLI, the container runtime, link to containerd.io, and Docker Compose plugins. 8. Add your user to the Docker group to run Docker commands without sudo. By default, only the root user can run Docker commands. It's convenient to add your user to the Docker group. After running this command, you need to log out and log back in or restart your session for the changes to take effect. 9. Verify the Docker service is running and enabled. After logging back in, check the service status. You should see active, running. If not, start it with sudo systemctl start docker to ensure it starts on boot. 10. Run the Hello World container as your user, without sudo. This final step confirms that Docker is fully operational and your user can run commands without sudo. By following these steps, you should have a correctly installed and configured Docker engine with the Docker service unit properly registered and running.
I have no idea. That was such long drama from Gemini. So I have no idea why this one is not working correctly. Let me try. Let me flip it for you. And flip it on this side. And we will see what is happening. So firstly, I'll clear this and then I'll bring it down again for you. And then let's say sudo update. Okay, and then sudo upgrade. Yes. So it's upgrading the system now. So maybe this is what was wrong. I should have done this first. But we will wait and see. So you can see it's 70 something percent, 80%. What's it, 87%? What is it stuck at? Setting up snapd. Okay. Yeah, because I don't want to type all that long drama from. So the process. No VM guess. Control L. I'll bring it down for you. And then we can try it again. Oh. So sudo I'll start. Damn it, we'll have to do that whole process. Oh, and the way I'm not in the mood to type all of this. Someone did give me a suggestion, but wait, let me try something in the meantime. So what I'll try to do is connect from my main computer or the laptop that I'm streaming from, ipconfig, and then I'll be able to copy and paste the things from Gemini to the terminal. ipcon get IP in terminal ifconfig. So sudo apt sudo. So I'll show you now. It is sudo. So I'm trying to get the IP address so I can connect to it. So sudo apt apt install net-tools. Okay, so it installed it for us. So I'll flip you because I don't think you're supposed to see my IP address. So you can look at me while I check it out. ifconfig. So Docker is there. Okay, let me try from this computer now. Uh, 19. Okay, it looks like I'm in now, so I can show you this. So basically what I've done is, let me switch this to this one and change the selector. Right, so Control L. So now I have the terminal, the same thing that we're looking at. So basically what I've done is I connected my laptop where I'm streaming to directly to the MIH server. So I don't have to be just making some food, yeah, lol. No stress. So I've connected my laptop through the terminal. So this is the terminal that you're seeing to the computer over the internet and stuff, right? Over my internal network. So now that I've done that, what I can do is I can, if I switch the selector, entire screen, built-in screen. So, okay, yeah. So then the people will be able to see me also. So Control L. So here's the terminal, here's what Gemini was telling us. So I'm gonna follow the steps that Gemini was saying, and hopefully we will get some progress. So the first thing that we have to do is copy, paste, enter. I'll have to put in the password. Is that correct? Nope. So Docker is not installed. That is kind of crazy because I can go so is it capital D? Is that what I'm supposed to use? Because this one says capital D over here. Do you see that? Let's ask Gemini. Copy. So I'm gonna ask Gemini. I tried the first step. Paste that in. So I'll tilt you over. But I get copy space paste plain text. Let's see what the brother has to say. So this is pretty normal. The package Docker is not installed. I have to locate. Found likely because Docker. Exact packages and okay. So since the removal step confirmed the package was found, update the package list. So we do the same thing again. Sudo apt update on the side over here. Let's see what it does. Okay, 2 packages were upgraded. Nice. Then proceed by adding necessary what's. Okay, let's go back. So I guess it said proceed. So we will see what that. So all of these things are coming back with errors. This means that the package is missing. So oh sorry. I'm skipping steps over here. So we ran this. We ran step number 2. Let me see if I can put it so you can see both of the screens. So yeah, I'll put it like this for you. So we ran that step and we ran step 2. Now we can run step 3. Enter. So yes, so we're confirming. Okay, so something did install. So let's Control L this. So something happened, then we update again. Okay. After updating, then so remove, install, update. So step 4 is this long command over here. Enter. Okay, that step is done. Step 5, copy. Step 5 is done. Step 6. Okay. Then step 7. Then we can confirm. Things are moving, guys. Things are absolutely moving right now. I feel like we're moving in the right direction. Did it finish that? It did. So I'll clear it again. Step 8. Step 9. There. Do you see that, guys? Success. Success was made. Do you see it? Active. Nice. That means we are one step closer. Before I celebrate too quickly, let's finish up those steps that we had. So we can control this. I have no idea. Okay, sorry. Control C. Okay, Control L. Okay, so we were on step 9. So let's continue with step 9. Okay, that's good, that's good. Then, are you able to see everything? Yes. Then, nice. So step 10 is we are running one of the containers to test everything out. So I'll bring you guys closer. And once we press enter, something should change. Oh, sorry, I pressed 3. Once we press enter, then what are they saying? Permission denied. Okay, I know what that issue is. Sudo. Unable to locate. Okay, that should be fine. It should just download it for us. There's it. And there's the message that we're supposed to get. Hello from Docker. This message shows that your installation appears to be working correctly. Success. Yes. Yes. One step closer to our goal. What's the time? Nice, 20 minutes. So, I think I've achieved everything that I wanted to achieve in this stream. So we set up Docker, we set up Git, we tested out our network connection, we tested out Docker also, so that seems to be working fine. So I think maybe what we can do is we can go through. Do you have any questions about MIH? So I'm gonna be on for the next like maybe 15 minutes. So maybe now we can go through. If you have any questions about MIH, if you have any ideas, suggestions, we can discuss it now in the last few minutes of the stream. So let's hear. Did everyone, first before we continue, did everyone see that MIH, there's a new update that is live right now? Let's see if I can find a picture of that. So what we will do is videos, recording, socials, thumbnails. Yep. This is it. I didn't see the update. No stress, no stress. The video was just released today about the new update to MIH. The thumbnail will look something similar to this. So maybe in the next few minutes I can go through what updates were made in MIH. So we'll go through to the I guess we can go through to the web version of MIH and see what's up. Right, so we're on the web version. I'll make it a little bit smaller so my people on TikTok can see. So if I inspect element, let's drag it smaller. Yep. I'll put it there for you. And over here, we can select window. Yep, it's on the innovation hub. Okay. Yeah, so this is fine. So a few things came out in MIH today. The one thing that did come out is, let's go to the Play Store listing and then we can see what's new. So yeah, let's check what's new in MIH today. So one new feature today, we overhauled the business profile section if you've enabled your business account. All right, that's the one thing we'll go through. The next one is a quality of life improvement, which is also one. It's the floating menu button. So this was a new feature added, I think, 2 updates ago. And it's just a color update. So to make things easy on your eyes, but we'll go into that later. The next update, if I can, make it easy for you. The next is 2 bug fixes. So if you've seen the video that we released, there was a bug where even though you enter your authentication into the phone when opening up MIH, it's still prompting you to set up authentication. So this was an error, an oversight on my side when putting it together. So that has been resolved. And the patient manager, this was in the very first stream that we were doing. I was demoing all the different tiles or packages on MIH, and we found that in the patient manager, there was the add note option wasn't working. So again, it was a fault on my side, but we did fix that. So the first one is the business manager. So if you are, or when you go to your Mzansi profile, there will be a activate business account at the bottom. You can enable that if you want to, or you can leave it blank. But for this feature, it has to be enabled for it to work. So if we go back out of that, so I'm on a business account. If I click on my profile at the top, you'll see that here it says business. And also I have 2 tiles on, or 2 tools in the top right hand corner for us to work from, or for us to use. So what I'll do is I'll click on the briefcase icon, which will take me through to our business home. So this is specific packages meant or tailored for businesses themselves and not for personal use. So the first one is for personal use. That's why you have your Mzansi wallet with your loyalty cards. If you click on your calendar, you'll see it says personal appointments. It has your access because this is something personal to you, and it has your patient profile because that's something that a individual would use. If we go over to the business side, we have the business profile, our patient manager. So this is something for doctors to use. If we click on calendar, it'll show us business appointments. So what's different about the personal calendar and the business calendar is the personal calendar, the appointments will only be accessible by you and no one else at the moment. And in the business calendar, it'll be you and everyone else that is a part of your business team. But I'll get into that just now. And we have our AI, the calculator, and about MIH. So the change was made to the business profile. So previously, if you saw what it looked like, it was just a bunch of fields with information. So we've updated slightly, and now we have the business's logo. So we still have all the screens, but we have the business's logo over there, so we can see like, okay, what my business is, or what my business logo is. And I feel like this one is laying the foundation for future updates, or I keep on speaking about the UI overhaul in the comments, and this was laying the foundation for future UI overhauls. So we have that. Also, this page and our next page, this is the business details. Then we have the my business user. So this is me as a business user. This is my business user. So it has my profile picture, which pulls through from your personal profile, has some information about you, and it also has a signature. So this will be used when generating specific documents through MIH. It'll automatically put your signature in for you when generating this document. So previously, these 2 pages were all was included in one page. It was a little bit confusing because now it's business details, and you scroll down, then there's more information over there. So now it's slightly better, not the best yet, but we're moving in the right direction. So here is, so when we first go into our business profile, it'll first take us to our business details where we can edit our profile picture and edit our business information. Does any doctor's practice use it yet? Not at the moment, not at the moment. So last year, sometime end of last year, I went out to doctors to try and sell it to doctors to use it, but there was some things that were lacking inside MIH, so I went back and improved that, like the MIH access tile. Then some doctors don't want to use it because there wasn't a user base, because they were asking me how many people are using the app, and then at the time I think it was like 3 people using the app, so there wasn't a sense of confidence in the application itself. So we went back, we made it better. We also grew an audience and got more people to install the app. So currently we're sitting on, I think the last time I checked it was, or yesterday when I checked, it was 663 installs. So now when I go to the doctors in the future, I can say there's 600 possible patients that can use this application for them or with them, right? So no doctors at the moment. If you have, or if you know any doctors that could benefit from this, please let me know. You can DM me, you can send them my email address. The email is in our profile on TikTok. So it's there. Yeah, so and let them know. We can set up a session and discuss it. So we have our business user, I discussed that, but I alluded to it previously, is now we have our business team. So this is the list. So in a doctor's practice or in any business, it's not just your CEO that has access to the tool. You have your CEO, your CFO, you have all the people in the organization itself. So this is where they would sit. So you can see at the top, it's the test profile, and you can see it's written in brackets you. So this is my profile. And below that is another person that is a doctor. So if I click on this, I can edit this person's access. I can give them partial access or full access. I can delete them from my business team or change some of the information. So like the title, the title and the permission or access at the moment. And then if we look over one more time by the plus icon, this is the user search. So this is when you're trying to search for someone to add to your business team. It's very simple and very easy to do. So let me do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you just enter the username or email. So let's say test. So username or email, so I'll search for test. Once I do that, it brings up all, you saw how fast that was. It brings up all the users that match test. So you can see we have test profile. I have no idea what this is. We have the test patient, test doctor, test business. So all these tests over here are all the people that, or it's the sandbox profiles that you have access to in the beginning of the app. If we carry on scrolling down, so all of these test 7, testing 2, all of this is me testing the things. Once people tell me that there's a bug, I have to check it out to see if everything is working fine. So what you would do is you would see, okay, this is the user that I'm looking for is, let's say it is this one here. I would give them a title, say this person is an assistant, give them access, partial access, and add. Then it should add them, you see here at the bottom, add them to our business team. You saw how seamless that was. And then all we have to do is remove them from our business team. If we go back, so it's just the 2 of us. So now we have test profile and doctor test. That's a part of our team. If we go back and we have an appointment or book an appointment here, our doctor test would also have access to that appointment. Another thing that was changed is you can see there's a new color to our floating menu button. So it's green now. So I felt like it wasn't so visible when it was the light blue color. It felt like it just blended in with everything else. So I made it green so that it jumps out at you and you know that there's a menu or there's some action that can be done over here. So we can click on that. You can see it's add appointment. And then we can add appointment over there. So that's one of the new features. The other features, I'm not sure if I'm able to showcase it to you because I fixed it now. But if we go back and if we see this, okay, the one fix that I can show you is under the patient manager. So this is the patient manager. So I see we have 5 minutes. I won't dive too deep into it. So the patient manager has a waiting room. It has my patient list, so this is all the patients that me as a doctor I have access to, and then a patient search. So I can search for a patient to either get access to their profile or request access to their profile. So over here, if we go to patient test, so you can either book an appointment from your patient list or view your patient's profile. I'll just directly view this patient's profile, and I will, under the consultation notes. So you'll see now, if I click on the floating menu button and I click on add notes, the pop-up is now there for consultations. So a doctor, instead of them making notes in there on a piece of paper and putting it in a file and in a cupboard, it's now stored on your patient's profile directly. And then any doctors that have access to your patient's profile will be able to see this. So if I was a doctor and I haven't seen this patient before, but I'm seeing this consultation notes, I'll click on it and I'll see, okay, what is this? So this is so this was me testing out the speech to text on my tablet. So this is one of the features also that or one of the bugs that we fixed. So let me flip this. Cool. So thank you so much everyone for joining this live today. We made some good progress. We made sure that our network is working fine. How would you, as MIH, ensure their data is secure? Very interesting question. So I do have a plan for end-to-end encryption with our data, right? So what that means is when the data is stored, it's encrypted and it's only visible once it is on your device itself. So we are looking into that, but that's a future project. We're first going to, like I said, we're going to update the server, then we're going to do a UI overhaul, and then maybe post that. Then we can look at how do we secure the data, all right? So yes, I was saying, so today was a successful stream. We checked our network connection. We had a view at the performance of the computer. We set up Git. We also tested Docker and we saw that it was an issue. And then we fixed that and then tested it out again and everything was working fine. And now we ran through what was updated in MIH this week. So thank you. Once again, thank you so much, everyone. And let's keep working hard, Mzansi. And now